All right, I'm here at 7772 Rustling Pines. What I like to do is a quick browse of the street view, and then I'll also get a little bit of the uh, frontage of the property, show you the kind of the boundaries from the survey that was done, and then of course we could get the physical copy, down the road. But you got one neighbor to the right before you kind of hit the main road there, and then off to the left is a home that you got a good bit of space in between. I want to say it's probably about 20-30 feet from the house to the end of the property line. And where your line would be is where this telephone pole is. You got the little orange flag, and then they have a little marker on this end here. It's like right there. So pretty wide, a little bit of frontage here. And then of course the neighbors out in front. The one directly in front has a lot of wooded, and it's actually for sale, it looks like, but a lot of woods, and there's no home actually. It's just some boats, a little bit of storage. And then the neighbor there, and one to the right. And they do got a little bit more new construction, it looks like, that's going on in the near future here. So it is a 3-car garage. Now, one thing I do want to point out, they do not have the power turned on at all. I tried messing with the breaker, couldn't get anything, so it'll be a little dark. Forgive me for that. I'll try to do the best I can there. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually get some good lighting on my phone. So immediately when you walk in, they have the little flex room, which is great for just the extra space, bonus space, whatever you want to use it for. Even a fifth bedroom, if that's what it came down to. So you walk in and it has a very open feel to it. They have this column that kind of separates and gives you that little feel for the formal dining space. And then you got the kitchen that looks over the living space as well. Very nice size. They have this room here is kind of like your sunroom. They have, I guess not really technically a sunroom here, but it's like a little extra space there in the back that connects to the master. So we'll go ahead and start this ways. So the master bedroom, I believe, was about 16 by 13. You get your ceiling fan. I'll go to the master bathroom. Trying to get myself in there. You get double vanity. Nice garden tub. And you have a his and hers closet. And I believe they put the racks up and everything so you have the ability to hang, but I think this one's slightly larger too. So it's some good size. You have the shower. I really wish they had lights on, but the tile and everything looks good as far as that. And anything that you see, that might look like it needs some touch up, we always get that taken care of. We'll make sure it looks good before, of course, closing or getting that far. Toilet space, privacy, nothing really more than that. Let's go ahead and move back to the front. So we'll kind of take a little peep at the kitchen. So we got a huge little island table here. Nice granite. You got all the appliances. Now they don't have a fridge. I didn't see a washer or dryer, and then of course they don't have the blinds, but they are offering the $15,000 in concessions, which you could technically use towards that if that's something that y'all want to use, as well as towards your closing cost. A little pantry space. So this could be also technically a formal space of eating, or kind of like a breakfast area. They still kind of build that incorporated to home, so it's kind of you pick or choose what you'd like to do with it. This here, it looks to be a guest bathroom. It is very dark in here, so I won't be able to get much, nothing. Single vanity, standard tub shower combo, nothing too crazy. And then they got the toilet in the back, as well as exit to the back porch. So the master suite also exits to the back. So you have a little 2-exit way to get out here. I don't know exactly how far it goes back. I do see a fence line that kind of meets where those trees are, right where my finger's at. So I imagine that's very similar to that. They won't cut back or do any more than this. So this is kind of what you could expect starting, but you'll have a little bit more space in the back there. I'll just get a quick little back view of the home. I love the brick. Looks very, very nice. So you got a nice little slab to do what you want. Partially, mostly it's covered, and then you have that's not covered. And you could always expand or do what you'd like. They do have on each side the chain link fence. I don't believe that is part of your property. I think it's the neighbors. So that is also something to kind of keep in mind. Oh, we got a little bit more light. So you just get the shower right there. Struggling to look at this thing. All right. To the right, you got 2 bedrooms. So one of the guest bedrooms. I don't know the exact sizes of these, but I think it was online on that little floor plan, so we could check it out. And then of course you have actually this very decent size closet space, kind of like a little walk-in. Okay. Kind of like a coat closet, a little extra storage space, whatever you would need here. It's not too deep, but it does have a little bit of space for extra things. And then similar closet on this side, standard space. And then of course it seems to be about just the same size as the guest bedroom across. There are little things that I'm noticing just like this. And again, we could always point that out, make sure it gets taken care of. Not a big deal. So it is soft close cabinets. I know y'all mentioned something about the gray color. Is it definitely, it honestly isn't as bad walking through. It's just probably more of a preference. And you could always do some things, paint it or change some of the colors, or even use what the money's being offered to kind of make those changes. Up on this side, could be technically a mother-in-law suite or a second, kind of separate from the house, because it does have its, separate bathroom with the bedroom space. I want to say it's a similar size to the other 2, with a nice, the standard closet size. Get your window view. And then it'll be a little dark in here. But single vanity, toilet, shower, tub combo as the other one. And you'll have your AC, brand new. All the warranties and everything. And anything like that, builder warranty will also come with any new construction build. Utility room, I know it's extremely dark, probably can't see anything, but you have your hookups right here in front, and then even darker is the garage. I wish I could turn my flashlight on, but it's quite dark in here. It's a 3-car garage, kind of what you saw out front. I'll do a quick glance at that, but that seems to be about it. A couple storage closets. And then here's just like a little overview of some of the lighting. This hangs over the island. Little chandelier there. And that one up there. Yeah, you can see, so you got the 2 garage and then a second, for the 3rd car right there. Let's see what goes around here. Okay, just access to the electric box and the wires for internet and all that. All right, so that's everything for here. If y'all do have any questions or curious about anything, feel free to let me know.